Hello, everyone. This is All Star Hoop Talk with Shane
and Ethan, because every team needs an all-star. Okay, so today we'll be talking about the finals and what happened while we were gone.
Okay, what happened since last time?
The Celtics went up 3-0.
Wow. And you predicted the Mavs to win in like game 6 or 7, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think the chances of them winning now are?
0%.
And why is that?
Because no team has ever come back from 3-0.
Okay, so that's a insurmountable task they've got in front of them right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what do you think about them winning tonight? Because game 4 is tonight. What do you think that they are thinking of coming into tonight at home?
They've just got to work better together. They've probably already thought that they're going to lose, and they probably will. But maybe they can pull off a win.
And a win is better than being swept in the finals, don't you think?
Yeah.
And that's got to be a big factor when it comes to, ending your season just being completely swept instead of being able to say, hey, at least we got one game. Now we can go into the offseason and focus and work on things and come back next year, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what happens if the Celtics win this championship? Because it looks like they're going to. What happens if they win it?
They're no longer tied with the Lakers for the most championships in the NBA.
And how many would they have then?
18.
And they would be the number one dog in the NBA for total amount of NBA championships ever, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Okay. And this would be Jason Tatum's first championship, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So
you think that's really motivating him?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. And so the Celtics look like they're on, track to close this series out. Whether or not they'll do it tonight or the Mavs will force a game 5, who knows? But if the Mavs force a game 5, it might actually be kind of nice for the Celtics, because then they go back home for game 5 and they could close it out in front of their own crowd. Don't you think that would be kind of special?
Yeah.
You think that's what a lot of Celtic fans are hoping for?
Yeah, maybe, but they also might just want it to get done with quicker and maybe just get it done and over with on the road.
Yeah. But once it's over with, then you don't have any more NBA, right?
Yeah.
But we still have the WNBA, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
And so what's kind of going on over there? Or do we still want to talk about the finals, or do you want to move over to the WNBA yet?
Let's move on to the WNBA.
Okay. So tell me, what's going on over there?
The in-season tournament still. Okay.
And do you know, has there been really any changes in that? The Liberty are they still a number 1 seed?
Yeah.
Okay. And they're in the Eastern Conference, though, correct?
Yeah.
And so who's in second and third place in the Eastern Conference?
The Suns and the Fever.
And has there really been any change there?
Yeah. Well, not in the 2 and 3 seed, no.
So the Suns are still 2 and the Fever are still 3?
Yeah.
Now, last time we looked at this, didn't they both have the same amount of wins?
Yeah.
And so what's going on now? Who's got the more wins now?
Suns.
And what's their record?
4-1.
And what about the Fever?
They have a record of 3-2.
And so with the Fever, they just had a game last night and they won, didn't they?
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Well, they played better, and now I'm starting to forget who they went up against.
I think it was the Liberty, but no, it wasn't the Liberty. Let's check here. Who was it?
The Atlanta Braves. Wait, no, not the Braves. The Dream.
Yeah. Atlanta Braves is the baseball team, but
Yeah.
But we were looking at some of the box scores ahead of time, and you noticed something about Caitlin Clark that kind of stood out to you. Tell us about that.
She had 7 turnovers, which when we started talking about her turnover rate, it was just she was averaging 5 turnovers per game, but now this is probably, I think, her 9th game with 5 or more turnovers.
Wow. And how many did she have? Did you tell us how many did she have yesterday? How many did she have?
7.
Okay. Had you already told us that? I can't remember if you did or not.
I don't remember.
Okay. And did she have like a lot of points to kind of make up for the turnovers yesterday, or not?
Not really.
What was her points?
7.
Okay, so she had the same amount of points as she had turnovers, right?
Yeah. And she played 34 minutes, which means that she just didn't play 6 minutes.
So. And
her other teammate, which played about the same time, just 12 seconds less, got 27 points.
And who was that?
Aliyah Boston.
Wow. So it's really, disheartening that everybody is watching WNBA now, and it's really being, more prevalent in everybody's mind this year because of Caitlin Clark and the phenomenal things she did in college. But that was her senior year of college. She'd already been playing for 3 years. She was on her 4th year. She knew that system. She knew, everything that was going in. So do you think the expectations are just unreasonably too high for Caitlin Clark, especially as a rookie?
Yeah.
And you've seen it in a lot of other sports where the number 1 draft pick sometimes doesn't turn out to be the amazing, awesome player that everybody thought they were going to be. Happens in baseball, it happens in the WNBA, and do you think that may happen here?
Maybe.
I mean, she's kind of fun to watch, so I hope it doesn't. I hope she's just in a funk and she can get through this and just figure out the system and get better with time and experience and everything. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Now, I don't remember if we talked about this last time. Maybe not. But they recently announced the U.S. Women's Olympic team.
Oh, yeah, we talked about that.
We did?
Yeah.
Okay. And what do you think about that?
Like I said, it's not fair, but I don't think that a rookie might have gotten in.
Yeah, I don't remember. I think we looked it up, and there was like 1 or 2 rookies that made it, if I remember correctly. I can't remember, but there really wasn't a lot. But there was a lot of speculation that people said that Caitlin should have been on the team, mainly because, if they're trying to promote the WNBA and all this stuff, attendance records are high because they want to see her. Why not take her to the Olympics because of that? But that's just kind of saying, well, why don't the Lakers automatically draft Bronny James just because of his dad and the name recognition? But do you really think that ticket sales are going to be any better because people are going to want to see LeBron and his son playing together, it may not happen really, because he's going to be a rookie. Yeah, his dad's a superstar, but that rookie's got to fight for a position on the team amongst all these other players. And that's kind of the way I look at it with Caitlin, that she's a rookie and she's got to fight for her position on that team with all these other WNBA stars that have made the Olympic team. Don't you think? Or what do you think about that?
No, I think that.
And do you think I'm right? Do you want to add anything else to it, or what do you think?
I just think the same thing as you.
Okay. And so now we've got some more WNBA games tonight, and what games do we have today?
The Chicago Sky versus the Washington Mystics, who recently got their first win.
So that's got to make them feel great, don't you think?
Yeah.
So now they kind of were like the Detroit Pistons of this year, weren't they?
Yeah.
But the Pistons went how many games this year before they got their win? It was a long time.
They got their first 2 wins.
Oh, that's right. And then they went a long time without any wins, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was it like 30-some games?
28.
28. Yeah, it was a long time. And then what's the other game we got today?
The Los Angeles Sparks versus the Minnesota Lynx.
Okay. And of those games, which one do you think would be more entertaining to watch tonight for people that should tune in?
Maybe the Sky versus the Mystics, because they're both kind of bad.
Just to see which one does a little bit better?
Yeah.
No, I was thinking more of the Sparks versus the Lynx, just because you got Cameron Brink and Nafisia Collier. I probably butchered her name really bad, and I apologize to her for that, but they're saying that that's supposed to be a good matchup, and those teams don't have too bad of records. I mean, the Lynx have a better record at 9-3, but I think maybe that one would be a good game to watch. But either way, both games should be entertaining today, don't you think?
Yeah.
And then by the time that one's done, people could just roll on over to the NBA Finals game tonight.
Yep.
And I don't know. What is your prediction? Do you think the NBA's season is going to be over tonight, or it's going to be a Game 5 going back to Boston, and we'll have a little bit more of the NBA season?
It's going to be over.
Game over today.
Yep.
Okay. So the trophy will be passed out.
Yep.
And I know you had mentioned it before, not on our podcast, but you'd mentioned about giving like an Ethan Award for like the most valuable player, like the NBA does. Have you given that any more thought? Is that something you want to do, or nah?
Not really.
Okay, so you'll give it some more thought and maybe do it for next season?
Maybe.
Okay. So now, anything else that we really need to talk about before we wrap this up?
Yeah.
What else we need to talk about?
The Lakers offered the Yukon Huskies coach, which, in case you don't know, is a college team. They offered them the coach $70 million for a 4-year contract, but the coach rejected it.
Wow. So that's huge. So the Lakers still don't have a coach.
No.
And they need to figure things out then, don't they?
Yep.
Wow. So do you think they'll get something here in place pretty soon?
I think so, but it doesn't seem like they have too much money with the offer that they gave.
Wow. Yeah, that's not a lot, especially for a big name team like that you want recognition and you demand championships and everything like that every year, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anything else that people need to be aware of?
I don't think so.
After the NBA season's over, are we going to start going into our analyzing each team?
Yeah.
Do you know which team we're going to focus in on first?
Yeah.
Which team?
The Detroit Pistons.
Okay. So we'll look at them and kind of analyze where they need to improve and what they need to do to make a run for the championship next year?
Yeah.
Okay. So then that's what we'll do for the rest of the offseason while also discussing the WNBA, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anything else that everybody out there needs to know about before we go and watch some basketball today?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So
this is all we have today with All-Star Hoop Talk. So like, follow, and download us wherever you get your podcasts.